All right, good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. Today is Tuesday, November 25th. Let's get it. We've got that signal on the NQ pretty damn close to where our entry's at. It's at the 24,850, targeting the 24,806.50, and TP2 is at the 24,811.75. Now, I already have the automated strategy running on this trade. I am not taking these on the cash accounts here today. Today's honestly going to be the first time that I use it, so it's going to be a good learning experience for both of us. But this is an automated trading strategy, semi-automated trading strategy that one of our Discord and live stream members, Michael Danzy, created for my signals. He offered it to many people to kind of test it out, and I've heard nothing but really good reviews on it. So if you're interested in the strategy, we'll see how it works here this morning. It does need to run on a range volumetric footprint chart in my scenario, because I am going to be using a footprint confirmation on my trades. And I pretty much have the settings where it's going to be targeting TP2, and it'll break even, not break even, but it'll go to TP1 when price action hits 75% to TP2. So those are kind of the settings that I have kind of built into it. And you can see here, let's see if on the footprint chart, it already shows the box here. What the risk is going to be, 144. Take profit 2 would be at $225. So it's pretty snazzy. So all of the entries are here, but on this chart that you guys are seeing on my main chart, you'll actually see it. Hopefully, take the trade once we get down into that price action area. So it's a pretty little snazzy little strategy that Michael developed, and I'll put a link for it. Not my indicator. Don't make any money on it. This is purely to support one of our members. Let's see here. Let's see if I can copy this. And he's got pretty detailed instructions. I was pretty impressed by the level of instructions that he's got on there. There's the link to the strategy. You can just use it just for fixed, just a limit order. So once I put a signal out or a setup up, you go into the strategy, you put in your entry, your stop loss, TP1, TP2, and enable the strategy, and it's going to pretty much get you into that trade. Now you can have it, there's a few different options that he's got built into it. The first one being a footprint confirmation, which is my kind of entry model, where if I get, let's say for a long down here, I would need to see a green footprint candle with negative delta, and that in theory would get me into this trade. Secondary, you can just have a limit order. So a limit order will be placed on there. The nice thing is that you don't have to create separate ATM strategies for, if the different targets and everything like that. You enter it in once into the strategy and enable it, and it'll pretty much trade for you. You could have it go to break even after TP1. There's a bunch of different settings in there to manage the risk and the trade. If you can make it to where it only targets TP1. So we'll see how this goes. Pretty ugly price action though in general from yesterday to today. You could see all of this shit right here. This is on a 15-minute chart. Very difficult to find setups in this area. So hoping to see some type of decent price action here this morning. We did have some high impact news. Didn't really do that much of an impact. but it had some. Morning Chum Sauce. Morning Ty Turner, GTO Johnny, Cad, B-Drex, Coach Cleats, St. Louis Day Trader, David Rayburn, Michael, obviously. Morning. I know we've already been chatting on Discord. We do have our members only live stream. It's going to be tomorrow evening. So make sure you got your notifications on. If you just go to my channel, you'll see if you're in that members group. $6.99 is the basic VIP stream that'll get you access to it. If you are in my Signal group, either through YouTube or Discord, it'll be live streamed on Discord and on YouTube. The only caveat is if you signed up through YouTube, you're going to have to watch it through YouTube. If you signed up through a Signal service through Discord, then you can watch it through Discord. So you're going to have to use the method that you signed up for to make it make this all work. ES is pretty much kind of the same story. If we jump to the 15, kind of ugly price action, you know. It's difficult to find setups in this kind of environment right now. We need to see some decent pullbacks or breakouts. Don't matter which way it wants to go. Ended up having a decent day yesterday trading. Took about, I want to say in total, maybe about 4 points on the ES. Kind of later in the afternoon. So that turned out to be a pretty okay day. Especially after being in that hole I got myself into yesterday with that NQ trade. Yeah, we've got we got U.S. Consumer confidence at 9 a.m. We'll see what occurs. Not gonna lie, it does feel a little strange, net. Oh, so that was a sweep there. That missed by a tick. That took out TP1 and TP2. So I think in general he's got. Let's see if what happens here. No confirmation there. Well, that would have been, yeah. So I was gonna say that would have been a decent confirmation there. Unfortunately, I already swept TP1 and TP2, so that's the only problem with this trade right now. All right. Honestly, not that big of a deal, just because of the fact that if we go down to the tenths, let's go down to the 10 second. If you guys saw that, this candle right here, so on a limit order, this, I'm assuming, had to have got you in for TP1 and TP2 right here. So let me see if I go to here. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. I need the data box. Let's see what this candle right here, the low. Yeah, the low is exactly, if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me blow this up a little bit. If you guys can see in my data box here, the low of this candle was exactly at 24,800.50. I mean, the reaction couldn't have actually been any better. And took TP1 and TP2. So I honestly, I didn't get filled obviously on that trade, but I kind of wanted to just to see if this thing even, how this would react. And it did sweep this, which there was a shit ton of volume sitting at the 24,800s. If you guys are watching Bookmap or level 2. So I wanted to see we did get a confirmation there. So it did enter the right way. I just think that we got a little unlucky with the tap there, but that worked so far pretty good. So I want to ask, did anybody get filled at this 24,850? Because I mean, you see my data box. My data box shows that it tapped it, and I saw that it swept TP1 and TP2. It came right all the way up to right here. So on situations like that, you know, that's kind of my invalidation for setups. And if you miss that entry, because the trade already occurred, you know, I mean, either we didn't get filled by the tick or whatever the situation happened. And he does have a way to invalidate these trades too on a sweep. Like if it sweeps and it goes to TP1 or TP2, you can invalidate it. I don't have that setting turned on. But now that I know that this thing is pretty snazzy, I can make some adjustments there. So Ty, Scott, you guys both got it. I did not get filled with resting limit on first touch at that level. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, that was, honestly, I mean, there's not much that we can do to control that. But the setup was absolutely perfect. I mean, to the tick. That would have been 0, 0, 0 drawdown. And TP1, TP2 very quickly. Now, the nice thing is that we did have a nice impulsive move there. So now we kind of take a look. Sorry, I'm still on the 10-second here. Let's go down to the 1 minute to make this a little... That looks a little better. Now we can... Another thing I like about this strategy, even if you're just going to be doing resting limit orders, is that it does make you getting into the ATM or getting into the parameters of the trade very easily, which I like. Sometimes I'll be lazy and, you know, I see that stops 7 or 8 points and I just have an ATM that's set at 10 points and I sometimes don't even get the time to adjust that to the 8 points, but that also does help you save on some capitals instead of doing a separate ATM for every single trade. So there is that. With that being said, market did leave us a nice little setup here now. You know, and during our members only live stream tomorrow, those are gonna be some great things to go over, kind of like invalidation of signals, because you guys have to understand that. Hold on one second. Let me just finish this up here. All right, we do have a pretty decent setup here on the NQ. The short at the 24,839.75, targeting the 24,832, and then the 24,827 with a stop at the 24,850. Again, entry at the 24,839, TP at the 24,832, TP at the 24,827, stop loss at the 24,850. Just to kind of go as a teaching moment here, on that previous signal or the previous setup, I give an entry. So I forgot now what the entry was at. Actually, I could probably find it here. So that entry was at the 24,801. Oh, I guess it was at the 24,801 and a quarter. I thought it was at 24,801.50. So yeah, that. Either way, the what I'm about to tell you is pretty much the same scenario. That was my setup. So that was my line to get my reaction of. When price action comes to the tick, okay, and quickly takes out your TP1 and TP2, just understand that that was the move. That right there is the move. And that was the setup. That's the zero drawdown. Sorry, let me get this out of the way. That was the setup. That was the zero drawdown type of play that I am trying to find every single day, multiple times per day. So on a scenario like that, you have to recognize, especially if you do not have level 2, if it sweeps and we take out TP1, if it takes out TP1 and then comes back, okay, it's much stronger. But if it takes out TP1 and TP2, what did it just do? It just balanced out your TPs. It balanced them out. So there's that. Secondary, if it does take out your TPs, okay, and we get a little bit of like a curl where it comes right back up and then comes right back down, look at the level again and see if you had, let's say, 60 contracts sitting at the 800. Price action sweeps it and knocks off maybe 40 or 50 of those contracts, okay? Because that's what it's doing. It's opening up the auction there and it wants to distribute it. Distribute it to TP1, TP2, balance those out. Now, if it curls and it comes back to that entry, if you see them reloading to 60, 70 contracts, could you expect a reaction? Yes, definitely. The only thing I can tell you is target TP1. That'll be your safest trade in that scenario. When you have a situation where you get swept by a tick and takes out TP1, TP2 very quickly. All right. So a pretty nice dump there on the ES and the NQ. ES obviously left an absolute shit ton of volume unbalanced on that move. It was been playing in this sandbox for about a day. So we're in a map. We'll see if we can find something there. Below us. Just want to take a look real quick. All right, so below us, got an area right here. Doesn't fit super fantastic on the volume profile. I don't like being in this curl because unfortunately the trade or entry that I see is right here. There's a little peak that's sticking out there, but it's not the greatest. It's not the worst, I guess. Let me just see what this would look like. Kind of a big stop. could want to go right. And that's going to happen in trading, guys. I mean, it can't be, oh shit, there's some setups on the NQ. Let me finish this one up here. TP. TP. Stop's kind of nasty. I'm gonna see if I can adjust the stop here a little bit, but we might need it based on this volume profile. So entry at the 66.44, targeting the 47 and the 50, with a stop loss at the 39. Shit, and we just missed that NQ. Son of a bitch. Excuse me for that. This is the area that they left unbalanced. Well, the move actually originated from right here. The move originated from right there. Does look a little sweepy, but that's kind of a big. Oh man, I don't know if we're gonna have time for this one. Okay, well, we didn't have time. And it went right through it anyways. We did get the reaction there. Yeah, I'm gonna show you this. Go down to the... Let's go down to the 4 second. Where is it at? 952. So maybe I gotta go down even less. Just want to show you guys here the move here. This is gonna probably have to take some time to calculate all this tick data. All right, let me see if I could still find this. All right, so this would have been my entry right here at the 24,731. I was trying to map this out. Still really hadn't looked at the book map. Didn't have a chance yet to do that. But if you could see where the reactionary point was at, it was right at our entry. Now, this still would have missed TP1. And here it looks like it would have missed, yeah, by about 2 points there. But the reaction happened right at the entry. But didn't really have enough time to analyze that one. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Let's get this cleaned up a little bit. All right, so we got the NQ set up. So let me see if I can get this one set up here. A4 850.50. All right, so we are loaded up. We're loaded up on this short here that I've got mapped out at the 24,850.50, targeting the 24,839.75. TP1 at the 24,832.25. TP2 at the 24,827.25. So we'll see what kind of reaction we get there. This setup looks pretty damn pretty. And trying to figure out how I can do this here, because I would actually like to take this in my cash account too. Well, let's see if this works. Sell one. All right. So this is my cash account. Oh, two accounts. So it's copy traded to two of them. And then I'll go back to the strategy, which is does not have my cash accounts on there. And that'll be a good test. We'll see which one, the limit order or the strategy, which one with the footprint confirmation, which one gets us into a better trade, or what the result will be. It's interesting. I like it. Shit, we just went right back into that range that I was talking about on the... let's see here. Looks kind of ugly on the ES. I'm going to map out this little area right here. So on the ES, we do have an area up here that I'm looking at. It's on the bad side of the volume profile, but we're probably going to see a reaction right there. Let's see what happens here. Joe, I'll take a look at it in a sec. Joe, good call on that one. It was set, I don't know how it defaulted back to 5-day. So my volume profile was set right there to the 5-day. I don't know how you guys are so damn observant, man, but that was a good call. And I don't know, sometimes NinjaTrader does that. I don't know exactly why or when it does that, but sometimes it'll revert back down to 5 days for the volume profile. Let me check the ES. Yeah, 5 days too. Let's bump that to the 45. Let's see how that looks. Okay, much better. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Ooh, man, this does not even give me a chance. That's not even giving me a chance here to, you sucker. It's going pretty quick there. Pretty quick. All right, let's see what would have happened there. Now I got to jump back down to, let's say, the 2 second. Let's see what would have happened there. So obviously 4 lines. You guys know where my entry would have been. This line right here. This would have been my stop. TP1, TP2, right to the entry. And then that would have taken TP1. You would have gotten close to TP2, but not TP2. It's just price action's very nutty right now. But that would have been my entry right there, 24/7/16. You saw me plotting it, but I didn't have enough chance to finish it. All right. So price action is very nutty right now. Now, let's take a look. They did leave a pocket right here. Left the pocket up here, but it's very sweepy stop loss hunt area, which I'm not very thrilled about right here. Where are these lines coming from? Oh, right here. Okay. Got a little nervous there. Let's see. One question I did have for Michael, I should have asked him before. Hey, Michael, so what if we have multiple setups on the same, obviously on the same instrument? Would I need to be running 2 separate volumetric footprint charts to get those 2 setups, or can I just run the strategy twice in the one chart? Now we might see a reaction point here at this shaded box from the 24,775 to the 784. My only concern is that it looks very sweepy to me right up here at the top, and could still get the reaction, but it looks a little sweepy to me. All right, so... oh shit, consumer confidence came in much lower than expected. 88.7. Wow. Forecasted was 93.3. Okay. So I'm curious here to see what if any reaction we get. Let me jump down to a lower time frame. This might take a few seconds here. There we go. So my entry point would been somewhere right down here at the lower end of this box. But again, I felt very, didn't have a good feeling about this sweep right here. Let's just see. I'm curious to see what happens here. All right, there would have been the tap. That was a sweep. Okay. That's what I like to see. I like to see what I see and how it plays out. That looked very sweepy to me. All right, now I can go back down to the 1. And we'll stay right here. Let's see if we can get a trade here. Guys, if you haven't hit the like button, I would very sincerely appreciate it. We also got an area here on the ES that looks very enticing. Very, very enticing, but there's been so much business conducted right here that but again, it looks a little sweepy to me. It'd be very hard to be unless you get a great footprint confirmation, pretty much at the 67.23s. This goes all the way up to the 29, but this would be the area of interest that I found. This is my unbalanced volume, but it could become very sweepy here. Let's see what happens. Hey, Michael, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at my question on Discord. If there's two setups on the same instrument, like the NQ, do we have to run two charts of the volumetric footprint chart, or can we just run two instances of the strategy on the same chart? For instance, if we got one going long and the other one going short. Okay, cool. Perfectly. All right, cool. So I think we've got another setup here. So let me see if I can set this one up. And that way we could kind of be hands off, even though we might get close. Let's see what happens here first. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Mm. Very cool. I was able to put in this setup right here. So now we've got both of these setups in play, or at least loaded into the automated strategy. Very cool. Very, very cool. Price action looks like it's tightening up here. Yeah. Yeah, that totally makes sense. So if the setup doesn't hit today, you just deactivate the strategy, and then tomorrow when you come out, if it hadn't hit, you just activate it right back up. It's pretty snazzy, my friend. Pretty snazzy. Fear and Greed Index. Extreme Fear, 13. So what do they say? You buy when you have extreme fear, and you sell when you've got extreme greed. That's what they say. House price index came in lower than expected. PPI came in a little lower. US retail sales came in a little lower. So a lot of negative news in the headline sector, but not much not a huge reaction by the market. So probably that's all factored in. Another nice thing is that I can refill my coffee and not have to worry about missing a trade. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it looks like Apex is running a nice Black Friday sale. Let's see if I can get some details here and update this real quick. All right, 80% off all evaluations plus discounted lifetime PA fees. So that's similar to what they were running up to yesterday. Special offer, 100K accounts only. Applies only to 100K full-size evaluation. $59 for the evaluation price after the 80% off. $10 lifetime PA fees. Wow. $69 all in for a 100K account. That's pretty damn good. And then all the other account sizes are $40 lifetime PA fees. I think that's honestly your best. If you're considering Apex, I mean, I bought 10 accounts yesterday with that $40 PA. I think the 50Ks were like 39 bucks. Just to have, you know, and I think that's a pretty fantastic deal. Of course, they came out with it at 8:23, and I was getting ready for the stream, so I didn't see that. Let's see if I can update this here. Off. I'd like to see Funding Ticks do something. All right. Yeah, but in the end of the day, key, you know, another 10% is what $3-4. I think your biggest, the biggest savings that I guess a lot of people don't see is on the PA fees. I mean, your intention is to pass it and to get funded, so I'd rather pay $40 than $140 for each account. That's a difference of going from $1,400 to $400. I mean, that's a huge difference there. All right, and then this guy. Use code TraderRob if you're getting out there and picking up some of these accounts. So on the 100K, the one that they're running, the $10, it's a profit goal of 6,000. Trailing threshold is 3,000, so that's kind of tight. It's $10 PA fee on that. It's not bad. That is not bad at all. The 50K gets you a profit goal of 3,000 with a trailing threshold of 2,500. So you're only getting $500 more trailing drawdown than, but with $3,000 more of profit. So the 100K is a little tricky. I could kind of see why they're putting the real big deal on that one. That one's probably a little trickier. The 150 now, on the other hand, it's a profit goal of 9,000. It gives you $5,000 trailing. So I guess it depends on your style of trading. Very curious what the ES does here. The 67.23. This is my reactionary kind of area. Entry right around that 23, 24 area. All right, there was the tap. Now let's see what it does from there. And Q's getting close. So what was that good for there? That was only good for about 2 points so far. Reaction at the TP2. This could be very sweepy here too, though. At the same now kind of worry on the, there's a lot going on right here. 854s. That's what the 50s. It's a good reactionary point. So is the area. Funny how market came right back down, right to my line, right? Right to the line. Every day. Let's see. I was kind of hoping, actually, kind of creating a stop loss sweep situation for us here. Eight. That's about 17 points. So this will be decent. They have created a stop loss sweep here. Just see what this would have been good for here. 7 points. All right, set up on the NQ 24,744.50, targeting the 750.50. TP2 at the 753.75 with a stop at the 24,736. $24,744.50. TP1 at the 24,750.50. TP2 at the 24,753.75. And stop loss at 24,736. All right, we're loaded up. Yeah, Key, I see your Discord at Key 39. I just don't see... I believe that you signed up through YouTube, correct? Did you sign up through YouTube or through Discord? Well, we got the market surrounded. That's for sure. Oh, okay. Well, if you did through Discord, then I thought you had... From your conversation the other day on the stream, I thought it was through YouTube, because I couldn't see your membership through YouTube. So just to confirm, Key, if you're looking at my screen, you can see all of the channels in the trade signals, correct? The chat, the videos, the actual signals. Come on, NQ, do something for us here. Yeah, what I don't want to see on the NQ is the sweep of these 50s. There's a good amount of stops sitting right here. Let's see if we get the early reaction. Alright, I don't think I got into the trade there yet. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Don't sweep those 50s. Alright, now I got in. Don't sweep those 50s. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ah, it's 2 bad trades today. That is 2 bad trades there. Man, and it actually worked pretty flawlessly though. Let me show you this. So here's the footprint confirmation. Red footprint. Good delta. Positive 36. Got right in on the confirmation. I mean, that was a great entry. Again, just this thought process of the sweep. Oh, and I took that one on cash too, so cash is probably down. Let's see. What did the cash look like here? Yeah, that was nasty. That was a nasty one. And I think I took... Alright, so that was about a $200 loss on each cash account, so down 400 there. Ay, that was nasty. That was my only fear here. Was that stop area. Now we got the IB high to contend with. Oh, so I would have to make another strategy for the IB high. Interesting, okay. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that. Well, that was a real bummer. That was a real bummer. That's all they needed was that sweep. That's all they needed. I gave them the fuel. All right, so I got a resting limit order with my cash accounts, and then I've got the automated strategy running here at the 24/744s. Total risk. Ah, it's been a tough week. Tough week. I will say, Michael, the strategy worked pretty flawless. I mean, there's no way I could get in an execution that quickly on the footprint confirmation. Just been in two terrible spots there. All right. Another setup set up here at the 24,835.75. Still got to keep mapping these out. TP1 at 24,830.50. TP2 at the 24,827. Stop loss at the 24,844. Sorry, guys. The entry got adjusted there a little bit. It's a 24,836 and a quarter. See you tomorrow, Key. Yeah, it's a tough one indeed, Steve. Look at work, man. Go tap into it. Come on. Come on. Let's see a reaction here. Man, we're just not getting the follow through. Let's go. This is ugly. This is ugly. What's that now? Let's make sure that was a nice TP1, TP2. Let me just make sure that I'm all out. Yes. Okay. Nicely done. Whew. And that one, even though I think our drawdown was maybe about 4 points, that one had me a little, well, yeah, about 3 points. Still had me stressed out a little bit. All right. Well, at least we got one there. Got my cash accounts all back down to break even, which is great. That's importante. Good job, Keith. Good job, Ty. And I just want to see how the footprint reacted there. So if I go down to show you guys this, let's see. Why isn't it showing my entry? Oh, my entry was right here. Huh. No, that was my take profit, sorry. Entry was right here. Oh, so entry was right at the entry through the footprint confirmation. So green, negative delta, worked flawlessly. Worked flawlessly. And then I wasn't looking fast enough, but I assumed that my take profit went to TP1. I didn't see it. If anybody saw it on my screen, I'd love to know, just for confirmation that everything worked really nicely on that one. And we're still ready here for another one. Let's make sure my cash is still there. Yes, perfect. All right, let's see if we can bounce back here. So, I mean, I didn't want to say anything because today's not been the day of saying things, but the big target on that was the 24,815. That was the unbalanced volume to the downside. So that would have been right around here. Right here at this line. Of course, I said that in hindsight. All right, let's pop this one back. Cool. So yeah, I mean, I can make a big case for the strategy, for Michael's strategy. I think it's actually well worth it. I really feel like I don't have to do much, and it's taking the same rules that I incorporate. And if you really want to, if you wanted to filter that, and Michael can tell me if I'm wrong, but if you wanted to filter that first loss, he's got the invalidation there where if it sweeps, if it comes close to entry and takes out TP1 and TP2, it won't let you get in that trade. I'm pretty damn sure if I had that invalidation filter on there that they would not have gotten us into that first trade. Be honest with you, I mean, I didn't take that with cash, not on that second entry. I really wanted to see how this thing would perform. But again, this is all stuff in hindsight. When you're in the heat of battle, who the hell knows what happens? All right, so I think I can... disengage this now. Should probably be a smart thing to do. And then, why do I keep doing that? And then, so we've got the 750 entry. Yep, that's right. What's not activated? Okay. I'm gonna say I'm impressed. And then, Michael, I'm assuming for the IB high, it's the same. It's the same scenario where you just put the entry price at the IB high or low, 15 point take profit and stop loss, and then see where you get the footprint confirmation. I will say, if I can give you one thing that could improve, and this would be specific to the IB trades, would be if you set the IB to the 24,879.50, and you get a footprint confirmation, you know, let's just say 3 or 4 points below the entry, it would be nice to have a feature where you can say either this is my TPs or a fixed TP of 10 points or 15 points. Because how I play my IBs is I'm always 15 points from the IB confirmation, not necessarily from the entry. I don't know how hard that would be to do, but that would be one thing that, and I'm not trying to give you more shit to do, but for the IB trades, that would be very sweet. I'm impressed, bud. Good job. So for tomorrow's live stream at Market Open, remember tomorrow I'm going to be, we are going to see if I can, oh, that's cool. What was I saying? Let me throw this on tomorrow's stream. We are going to be, that's my resting limit order on my cash account at the signal at the 24,744. Tomorrow we're going to be trading just the levels. So I'm going to show you guys how to trade just these levels that I predetermine every morning. Look at this one. Look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. 24,618. Very interesting. So we're going to trade just the levels tomorrow. And obviously, if my traditional setups play out still, we're going to be updating throughout the entire morning. So tomorrow I think is going to be a very, very, very interesting stream. All right, see if we can get another trade here. Pretty been active morning. Wish it could have been a little higher percentage, but again, 2 seconds. How's everybody doing in the stream this morning as far as green or red? P&L checkup. I am currently, well, I am down $16 in both of my, well, down $8.72 in both of my cash accounts. So it's break even, but commissions. And then down about 1,000. 269, 250, 250. That's 1,000. No, down 12, about 1,250 on the props. Green today. Good job, Cad. Red, red. Green, red. Okay. Well, hopefully this 24/7/44 can hopefully give us a chance to take some back. Chubby Anthony. Mm-hmm. Blue Dog, is that on one PA or is that spread out through multiples? Good day to be trading the micros, David. I mean, the market in general has been pretty ugly, pretty rangy, but still breaking structure. So at least allows us to find some setups. Let's look at the CS real quick. Interesting spot on the volume profile on this one. Decent setup here on the 6709. Let's say 6710. Fits nicely right here. I just don't like this descending volume profile below it. I'd rather this going this way. I want to see it going this way. And then for TPs, I want to see this going that way. So it doesn't fit very, very perfectly on the ES right now. Yeah. That's the way trading goes, man. Sometimes a tick here, a tick there. But trading has a way of balancing itself out. Good job, Justin. Yes, it's got a lot of downward pressure from the top side. It's going to want to go through a big liquidity right here, all the way up to the 36. So, right there. I don't know, this 6710 area is actually looking pretty good. Market's still running. Yeah, got a nice little push here to the IB. All right, let's see. I got a good footprint confirmation there. So I'm in just on my props here. Nice. Great. Got a great footprint confirmation there on the 15. I'm sorry, on the IB high. That was a nice one. All right, from red to green. Red to green. Let's go. Hit the like on the stream. And I would have said if I would have had the auto strat done for that would have played out really nicely because I got in on I think it would have even got me in at a better price. The ES didn't take it yet. Thought the ES already took it a bunch of times. I got the ESI at the 6730. Oh, maybe you're saying that it already took it. Maybe that's what I'm hearing. All right, took that one for 15 points. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And I don't know who's got level 2 or who's got book map, but you should have saw some very convincing volume right there. And you got a great footprint confirmation. That was a double whammy. Hit the like on the stream, guys. Doesn't cost you a penny. I very much appreciate it. Oh, we came back again from the dead. Just got to stay patient. Still keep mapping out. Even then, there's another area here on the NQ. Off that aggressive push. It is kind of close to our other entry, but let me just see what there is. Ooh. You're going to hate me for this. So, interesting little scenario right here. This is where the reaction happened. Okay, this is where we had a big break, impulsive move right here on the NQ. But the big unbalanced area is sitting right here, which I had shaded off. Let's see. Let me see if I could reshade that. It was like here to there. So these are difficult because I want to see the really impulsive move happen in the big bulk of the volume shift. So these become very interesting because these automatically go down to like a B setup. But as far as what I see, it looks really kind of fantastic. But it just breaks my rules. So I'm just going to map it out here. I'm not taking this trade. This would be my stop. And then TP2 would be right here. We could see a... So obviously this would be the entry. If I was taking this as a setup, 24, 8, 18, and then you see the TPs. So we'll see. We'll see what happens right there. I'll be curious. Not taking this, guys. I'm not taking this setup. I'm just, this is a very unique situation where you've got two levels that are very close to each other, and the least level is the one that made the big pop. So it's kind of tough to come up with that one as a great setup. Where'd you find the IB indicator? I got that one from also from Michael Dans. He's fantastic. He coded that one for me. But there's on the ecosystem and stuff like that. There's just a range. All you need is really the range indicator. Map your high and low of the first hour of the market. Or Michael, there's another product to put on the site if you want. Because it just works again. It's just one of those things that I like simple, stupid, easy. Let's see to the top side. Was there anything juicy? I think we already looked at this one. It's a decent setup right here. I should say a decent area. Let me see what's here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, let's take a look at this area up here. I think it was the same area I had mapped out earlier. Just doesn't fit well on the volume profile. All right. All right, guys, I think we're going to call it for a day. Kind of a roller coaster morning here for me. Finished up 305 on the props and pretty much break even, minus 16 bucks with commissions on my cash accounts. Remember, we got the setup on the NQ. We got two setups on the NQ. Two longs, 24/744, targeting the 750 and the 753, with the stop loss at the 736. And then we got one way down here at the 24/544, targeting the 552 and the 555, with a stop at the 535. And on the ES, we just have one setup down below at the 6644, targeting the 6647 and the 50, with a stop at the 6639. So those are the setups that we've got so far going on this morning. Stay patient. I'm actually pretty thrilled that I was able to get myself back to in the green. But the strategy worked flawlessly today. So if you want, there's a link for the strategy to take these setups and signals for you on NinjaTrader. It's only available through NinjaTrader. Not through NinjaTrader, but on NinjaTrader's platform. There's a link in the chat to get that. And I might even put a link in the description below. It's not my indicator. I'm not an affiliate. I don't make any money from it. I just think it works. And I like things that work. I think you guys know that by now. So if you haven't, hit the like on the stream. If you take advantage of any of the Black Friday sales through the prop firms, just please use code TraderRob. I do appreciate that. Supports the channel here a little bit. And I'll see you guys here at the market open tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow we're trading the levels. That's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to, I think, learn a lot of stuff there tomorrow. And then we've got the members only live stream tomorrow night. So see you guys there. Weren't you down big? You were down big early, weren't you? Yeah, I was down 20, either 2,000 or 2,000 or 2,400. I can't remember exactly where I was at. So we took 2 losers, and then I took pretty much 2 winners, with that last winner being 15 points. So that was what pretty much got me in the green. So good bounce back, but more to do. All right, guys, stay patient. Have a great day trading, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow. Take care.